Hi, my name's Dave Celebrezzi, and I'm the GreenSpot coordinator for the City of Columbus, and I'll tell you more about that program in a little bit. But now I'm glad you could join me in this wonderful natural area, Hoover Meadows, which is in Delaware County. We have prairies, vernal pools, and even some woods. And by the way, if you don't know what a vernal pool is, that's all right. It's a seasonal wetland that fills up with spring rains and snow melt, and usually dries up by the summer's end. It hosts hundreds, if not thousands, of species, including spotted salamanders and fairy shrimp. Then they utilize this for part or all of their life cycle. And speaking of habitat, you can't have habitat without plants. And some of my favorite plants are pollinator plants. They come in all shapes and sizes, from the tiny ones to the sawtooth sunflower, which reaches height of 10 feet or more. Also, they seem to have the spectrum of the rainbow covered, from the vibrant yellow of a dusty sunflower to the blaringly red cardinal flower and the ubiquitous but ever-pleasing purple coneflower. Now I can hear what you're saying now. Dave, what about the turtlehead? What about the monarda, the phlox, the wild ginger, all the lady slippers, and who can leave out the milkweeds and the others? But you know what? That is one of the awesome things about Ohio nature. There's so much to discover and so much to explore, like even the blue jays right now. And when you throw off the yoke of the office and head out into a natural area, it rejuvenates your batteries, it engages the mind, and piques your curiosity. Do you remember that excitement you had when you saw your first hummingbird or hummingbird moth? What about the first time you saw a monarch butterfly or tiger swallowtail butterfly? If you're like me, you may not remember that first time, but you get just as excited when you're in a new area and you haven't explored it yet, and you stumble across these pollinators. Heck, I've been coming here for years and still about jump up and down with joy when I see a monarch butterfly or hear the wood frogs calling. And that excitement really does put one in a better mood. It can help with focus later on. It has physical benefits. In fact, exposure to nature has been linked to a host of benefits, including improved attention, lower stress, better mood, reduced risk of psychiatric disorders, and even upticks in empathy and cooperation. And I'll be highlighting a couple studies through this video. So we live in a time, for the most part here in Ohio, where we don't need to worry about getting eaten by wildlife. We can go out to a state, city, or metro park and get the benefits of nature with little risk. Right here, right now, there are very few people out here, if any, that are in this natural area. It calms the nerves, it entices the imagination. It's the original reality TV show that will leave you feeling better and not worse. If you have the means, it is worth searching out these less traveled places here in Ohio. You could find them through Ohio Department of Natural Resources, local city websites, or environmental nonprofit websites. However, that might not be possible given your circumstances. So let's head to our next destination. But before we do that, did you know that a study published by the American Institute of Biological Sciences demonstrated that of 5 neighborhood characteristics tested, vegetation cover and afternoon bird abundances were positively associated with a lower prevalence of depression, anxiety, and stress. So we'll see you over at the next location. Okay, we're back, and we're in a different location. We are here at the Whetstone Park of Roses in Columbus. It is one of the larger parks the city owns and maintains. It also has it's a lot closer for many people than Hoover Meadows, where I was before. And that's important because you don't always have the time or the means to get to those natural areas way out there. That's okay, because there are still plenty of benefits and lots to see here at a park closer to home. So look around for animals and plants. There are insects all around me here, and they're using the cup plant, the wing stem, as grocery stores. And the flower is using them, the insect, for transportation, okay, pollination. And these flowers act like straws. They're soaking up rainwater. It enriches biodiversity. And not only is it aesthetically pleasing for us to look at, it reduces our stress. It can boost our energy levels and put us all in a better mood. And when I'm walking on a path and I see something cool, like let's say a blooming pink lady slipper, I'll tell the next person I see on the path. And they might think I'm a bit of an eco-nerd, but that's all right. So sharing your finds, whether through word of mouth, through photography, or the like, is fun. And I will say though, please never take anything from a natural area. So thanks for staying with me on these 2 trips. I have one more I want to show you, but before that, how much time outside is enough? Researcher Matthew White and colleagues at the European Centre for Environment and Human Health, University of Exeter Medical School in the UK, took a stab at answering these questions. They studied a representative sample of nearly 20,000 adults across the United Kingdom. They found people who had spent at least 2 recreational hours in nature the previous week reported significantly greater health and well-being. That pattern held true across subgroups, including older adults and people with chronic health problems. And the effects were the same whether they got their dose of nature in a single 120-minute session or if it was spread out over the course of the week. So thanks for listening. We got one more stop to do here, and I'll see you at the third location. All right, and we're back. I'm home. We have a couple native plant gardens here. I could do a better job of maintaining them, but the native flowers still flourish. And when life gets hectic, a great stress reliever is going out into the garden. Bring your camera because you'll never know what you'll find, and these native pollinators provide the same benefits as the other natives we saw earlier. These are ones that I planted, like the sawtooth sunflower and the ironweed, and there's something about that when you plant your own garden. It's a learning process, at times frustrating, but you'll also have success. And you have the ability to create something that will benefit your city, town, and community. You may only be one person, but really, when thousands of people are doing the same thing of planting native gardens in their yard, it really does all add up. And that is what the Columbus GreenSpot program is all about. We inspire, educate, and recognize households, businesses, community groups, and neighborhoods that adopt sustainable actions. And as part of Mayor Ginther's Sustainable Columbus initiative. Now with GreenSpot, we look at 5 areas of sustainability: conserving and protecting water, conserving energy, reduce, reuse, recycle, and green transportation, as well as education. In fact, one of the commitments is to visit a city or metro park at least 3 times a month. And it's a free program to join for those who are in Franklin County and surrounding counties. You are eligible. But before I go, I want to point out one more study. The University of Chicago psychologist Mark Berman and his student Catherine Schertz reported that green spaces near schools promote cognitive development in children, and green views near children's homes promote self-controlled behaviors. Adults assigned to public housing units in neighborhoods with more green space showed better attentional functioning than those assigned to units with less access to natural environments. So nature is not a luxury. Nature isn't something that's far away. Nature is critical for the success of us as individuals, families, communities, and a nation. So I appreciate the time you've taken to hear about pollinators, nature, and mental health, and hopefully this will pique your interest to learn more. So until next time, get out into nature.